Hello and welcome everyone to the third episode of the Retro and Remastered podcast. As always, I'm joined by my co-host K-Ray. K-Ray? K-Ray, are you here? This is staying in. This is staying in.
What up, everybody? I had my mic muted just now, and I was trying to drink some water, and then he was like, okay, right?" What up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How you
Oh.
doing?
Let's just start this out like we always do. Anything new? You playing anything new?
Well, in the last, I think, two episodes, I told y'all the strike gods got me on my YouTube channel, but you know what I'm saying, with much needed prayer. Yeah, I got my channel back. So the strike got shut down because they couldn't prove that I used any of their information. I proved that it was fair use because I did change everything and it was commentary and all that good stuff. So if y'all ever want to drop by to the good old channel, KY Gaming, that's where I'm at. You get news and all that good stuff, let's plays, silliness, reactions, whatever. All things game. So as far as me, I just been back uploading YouTube videos, and as far as gaming, I'm trying to beat Watch Dogs 2 right now to beat that and finish playing Final Fantasy 9.
All right, what you thinking of Watch Dogs?
So far, it's been all right. It got really fun yesterday because my brother invited me into his game, and I'm like, oh, let's go. And then I jacked some money off a truck, and then some other online player was like chasing me forever, trying to get the money, and it didn't work. I got away. We beat that mission, and then we got smoked on the next one. Like literally, got in the car, dude ran over there, shot up the car, and then then I came back to life and got ran over. And I'm like, okay, that's how we doing it. So
You
that part was
excited?
fun.
You excited for the new one?
That's why I'm trying to beat it.
Okay.
I want to beat this. I'm not gonna do it like completionist on this one. I'm not going for the platinum. I just want to beat the story, then be ready for part 3, Legion.
Okay. I'll admit, I played the original one when it came out, and I finished it, and I only made it about halfway through the second one, and it was just one of those ones that I just wasn't feeling. Like I like the main character of this one way more than I liked. I think his name was Ethan in the first one.
So I know the dude is coming back in part 3, right? And Legion as like a playable character or something.
Was the complaint that there was just too much?
Aiden Pierce.
Aiden was his name. Okay. I was like, was the complaint for Watch Dogs 2 is there was just too much character in your main character? Like Aiden was just a boring character.
So far, I like the second dude.
Oh yeah, I like the second guy. Like in general, I thought it was just a much better game. I just open world games just aren't my thing. I lose focus way too quick. I say like open world games aren't like my thing, but like Yakuza is one of my favorite ones. And that's usually just because there's so much stuff for you to do in it, but it never feels like super distracting.
Okay.
Like I don't really know how to like word it because like it is really distracting. Like I got hyper invested in like the little mini stock car racing thing
Yeah,
and sank like 12 hours into that alone.
that's
Like,
why I'm like right now trying to focus on because yesterday I was just doing side mission after side mission after side mission after side mission. I was like, bro, where's the main mission at? Because I actually just want to beat the game. Like I don't want to go too deep in this. Like, I just want to beat it. All right, knock that out, and then I'll give 3 or Legion its just due.
I
Hopefully, it's
mean,
not trash.
Legion looks like it could be pretty interesting for it. Is that launching with the PlayStation 5 or no?
No, it
Okay.
comes out this month actually. I think
Oh,
28th.
okay. Yeah, I didn't realize it was coming out that soon.
Me either. That's why I got on it. Cause I was like, yo, I think Watch Dogs come out next month or so. So I was like, I'll just take my time. I'll be Final Fantasy. Then I'll pick that off little by little. Then I go to the PlayStation store and it's like, oh, on the 28th. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's play it now then.
What made you want to go back to Final Fantasy? I mean, like
Um,
the people listening to this might be a little confused because of how much like trash we were talking about them. So, just as an example, we do like some of them. We're just we're just not the biggest fans of others.
Final Fantasy 9 is actually my favorite. And then
Okay.
people that know that was like the first video I did on my YouTube channel. Not the very, very first, but the first video I did when I actually started taking YouTube serious.
Okay.
So I called it like the block edition. Because like all my people are like from the hood. And I used to just like do like ad libs and commentary throughout the whole thing, just off the cuff. And I did that for a while, and then I stopped playing it. I don't remember why I stopped playing it, but I stopped for a while, and then I kept saying I was gonna go back to it, and I was probably gonna try to bring it back like when I got more subscribers,
Mm-hmm.
and I was gonna like change it up and like really go edit heavy as far as the dialogue go.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna see if I can like take away their dialogue and add my dialogue that I say in there. So I'm gonna do all that after I played Final Fantasy VII, the remake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna trash it here, y'all. But after I played it for a while, I'm like, yo, I need to go back and beat 9 because that's the one I actually wanted to go back and finish. And since I had a little game drought, I was like, this is the perfect time to start knocking out some of the games that I have just on backlog.
Did you
And I
finish Avengers or no?
no, I'm
Oh.
still playing that too. But I put it down to beat these two because I need to beat Watch Dogs, and then I'm on the third disc on Final Fantasy. So just got to go through the third disc. Fourth disc is not that long, and then yeah, then I'll be done. I'll be finito. I was gonna play 8 after this one. I was gonna do 9, 8, then 10. 8 is not really my favorite at all. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's a 7 knockoff. I feel like Squall is just an even blander Cloud, but that's we can discuss that another time.
I mean, you're talking to someone who, and I'm going to lose some credibility in this. It's just like I do like 8. I acknowledge every one of its flaws. I think Squall is incredibly boring. I think the battle system is like I don't want to necessarily say the battle system and the draw system is bad. It is just really easily manipulated and you can become really powerful really quickly,
Maybe I need
which
to
in
check
my
that.
case that's not necessarily a bad thing. I just I acknowledge like everyone's criticism of it. Like the story makes like almost no sense. Anytime you tie magic basically to an item, it kind of causes a problem. That was like a criticism I had of Beautiful Boy Adventure with
Romance.
Prince. Yeah, that was just a thing. I don't know. Like 9 was good. I haven't really played it since it originally came out on the PS1, but I remember enjoying it.
Yeah, 9 was supposed to be like the what is it, Opus Magnum.
Oh, the Magnum Opus.
Yeah, I said it all backwards. It was supposed to be that Swan song
Mm-hmm.
because they actually was working on 9 before they was actually working on 8, and they didn't even know. They were like, we don't know if we're gonna even like make it Final Fantasy or not. Then eventually they started working on 8, and then they were like, all right, we'll just call this 9. It was supposed to be they want to like go completely different from 7 and 8, send the PlayStation 1 off with a bang, a good old swan song. And yeah, I remember when I first got it, I liked it because it wasn't like 7 or 8. Even though I had to get used to like how they set things up, the abilities,
Oh,
like
learning
how
it
they
from the
were,
weapons and whatnot.
yeah, like how they were tied to all weapons and accessories. Like I had to get used to that. And that cheating card game, what was it, Tetra or something like that? Oh, they be
The card
cheating,
game,
yo.
nobody likes the card games in any of those games.
Hey, I like Gwent in The Witcher. Like once you actually played it and get to know how to play it, oh, I became a monster.
Yeah, and then your one opponent who decides to go with a monster deck just suddenly starts bringing out 50 or 60 cards at one time and completely destroys you.
See, that was me at first until I set my decks up. So I'm like, you bring out monsters, I got you. I got you. I know how to make you lose or make you run out of your cards. And then they came out with that whole Gwent game, and I didn't play in like years. And I was like, hey, let me get on there. I used to be a beast, and it was like, it took me, I don't know how long to get past the first person. And I'm like, bro, did they increase the level cap? Because I was not struggling like this. But I like Gwent when I learned how to play it.
I thought it was interesting. Like it was a fun little side game.
Yeah, something to distract you from all the sex.
Hey, you know what? To be fair though, Witcher has always had ties to cards. In the first game, after you had sex, you got their trading card.
See?
So, maybe that's how Gwent cards came to be. Like that's how they have to print all of them. Nah, I've been playing like a few things recently. Like I picked up Streets of Rage 4
Yeah,
on the
all
Switch
about that.
and absolutely love that game. Like I like beat 'em up games. I always have. Streets of Rage has always been one that was just kind of okay to me. Like one, I never liked it. Two was good. Three was good. Four is just absolutely amazing. And I was really upset whenever it first started and I couldn't play as Adam. Like I was like, okay, fine. I was like, I was never really like a big fan of playing as Axel or Blaze. I was like, let me try out one of these new ones. And I saw like Cherry is supposed to be Adam's daughter and she is just an amazing character in that game. Like she has so many ways to like get in and out of like combat. I never really got surrounded when I was using her. She like every character has like an invul frame to help keep you from getting hit during certain situations, and hers is literally a flying knee. So like even bosses become really easy with her because even when they're attacking, you can just go through them. When you do that flying knee, you don't stop when you meet them. You keep
Hmm.
going past them. So in a lot of cases, she just makes the game a lot easier to do. And I'm trying to go through with some of the other characters. The only like real problem you have with her is when you start encountering pits in the stage, it is very easy to do that flying knee and then right off the stage. That is a game like I have to recommend. Like if you're not into beat 'em ups, maybe $40 is a little too expensive for most people, but if it's on sale, definitely check that game out. What's the other one? Oh, actually just last night I finally started the stream of Rule of Rose. Just, we talked about it last game. I said it was kind of overrated, but I said the story was good. And, I haven't played it in forever. So I decided to give it like another chance. And seeing as how it's so, just damn expensive, it'd be nice for people to be able to see some of it. And I had like a few viewers in it.
Okay, I must have missed it because I voted for that just because I seen someone say, vote for this because I want to see it. So I was like, you might as well give the people what they want.
And I'm not gonna lie, my opinion of the game has not changed. The story is still good. I do not enjoy playing this game at all.
I gotta
I
watch it. Let me know when your next
uh,
stream starts.
Oh, well, it's gonna be after this probably, but
Oh no, why would you do that to me?
I save my streams. You can pull them up.
No, I got IRL.
You've got plenty of time in the next, like, how long does Twitch save your stuff? 3 weeks? You've
I
got
don't know if
plenty of
my
time in
stuff.
the next 3 weeks.
Let me see. I think my stuff been on there longer than 3 weeks.
I don't even know how long. I don't even keep track of it. To me, it's just an easy way to get content for the show.
Yeah, that's
But
what
I
I.
might,
Let me
I
see. Hold
might
on.
save it. I
Let's
might save it and
see.
upload it and just let YouTube flag another thing from me.
Wait a
So,
minute. You might be right because I don't see. So the last one I seen was a month ago. My Ghost of Tsushima.
mhm.
Tsushima. Sorry, and it's yeah. It's the last three. It's not the rest of them. So, yep. Guess I won't be getting that content.
Yeah, I think it's 3 weeks is what it carries for, 3 or 4 weeks, something like that. When you reach affiliate, I think it goes up to like 3 months.
Yeah. I ain't reached affiliate yet. I think I need a. What was it? Affiliate is pretty easy to get too.
Or
Uh,
maybe it's Twitch partner is 3 months. I don't know.
affiliate was I don't remember. I don't remember. It's pretty easy to get though if you like go for it. I just
Hmm.
be streaming, having fun, and using it to like get content, and then sometimes I get people to come in. They be like, hey, and they actually talk instead of like stream stalking.
Yeah.
Uh, and then yeah, I don't know if that translates to my YouTube channel, but I'll let them know, yo, if you stuck around, I'm probably gonna edit this up, do a little magic, and throw it on the channel, see how I do. If it do good, then I'll keep doing it. If it does not, then it'll be a one-off.
Yeah, like I don't know if they'll still be up on my Twitch by the time this thing finally gets edited up and put up there, but I'll probably I save most of my stuff that I do up there, so if anything I might edit a
Am I
short version up
following
there.
you?
Probably not.
uh, I take it as snitch is.
No. No, it's this name of our podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. They like, how dare you, sir? How you podcasting? Like, follow him. Hey, it'd be rough out here, right?
No, it's all good. Like I said, for me, it was more about just getting content to put up on these videos over anything else for it. But you know,
And
hmm?
I was gonna say, oh my gosh, and because I haven't actually been on my Twitch in a long time since they tried to strike me down on on YouTube. So I was like, forget all you people. Let me
I've
find
always
her.
had mixed things with Twitch. I know a long time ago under an older channel I had, I think I got a temporary ban from them because I was streaming The Witcher and I got to one of those sex scenes and they
Ah,
basically flagged me for streaming pornography.
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So for the longest time I didn't like dealing with Twitch. I still don't really like dealing with them, but it's one of those things that you just got to deal with.
Yeah, I seen that you did you get Digital Devil Saga?
Yeah, I've had it. I've got like 14 hours of content for that game up there.
Oh my god, I need to watch it. Oh, I used to play this. I don't remember which one. I know it had this one dude that turned into like this red monster, and he had like I think mouse on his shoulders.
Yeah, it's Digital Devil Saga.
Okay, all right, that's it. All right, cool, yeah. Where the hell is your Twitch?
I'll shoot you a link over for it and I'll mention it at the end of the.
I'm following you now. See, bam, four
Oh,
followers. We got you.
awesome. Thank you.
We got you. Now I can go watch Failing at Digital Devil Saga.
No, I just need some people in there so I can actually have a conversation. I don't like being quiet during these games.
Yeah, I
But
kind of mastered the art of talking to yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, I mastered it because half the content I used to use for like the YouTube. So I'm like, I don't want to go back, redo audio. So that means I gotta like watch the whole thing and like actually like lay the audio on top of that, and then I get to edit it. I'm like, no, I can just edit, especially because I just talk off the cuff. So it's not like premeditated or anything. So when I go back to watch it to edit it, it'd be hilarious. I'm like, yo, when did I say that? Like, when did I do this? And then I can like create moments, like on Cold Vein, for example. I forgot his name, but I went to get into hot springs, and it had all these big breast women in there, and I was basically trying to get any of them to come outside. And then I come outside, and then the dude comes out. And I was like, yo, don't you get up in this hot tub. I mean, don't you get in this hot springs. And he just kept going. I was like, yo, do not get in this hot springs. He just get it. First, he got in there and just stood like in front of me with his towel. And I was like, well, that's what we doing? That's what we doing? So I literally took that scene, which was like in the middle of the gameplay, edited it to where every time he walked towards me, I slowed it down and played like this little music. As he was walking in slow motion to me, then I'll like cut to the original flow of it, say my commentary, go back to the slow motion until I was like, are we really doing this? Are we really doing this? And then I like dropped the intro. Amazing. But I can't get I wouldn't get those moments if I was like going back and actually doing the audio then. So I don't know. That's just my style.
At least you got a style. I just kind of do whatever I need to. So
I mean, that's how I mastered it. Because I used to just sit on there and like be quiet, and then someone popped their head in there, I'd be like, oh, people.
the only time I feel bad is whenever like people are having a conversation or they're asking me stuff and like I've got it set up on my current desk so the game is playing on one screen and then I got Twitch and the recording software all on another screen. And that actually requires me to like turn my head over to look. And I think it was during Rule of Rose, or it might have been during one of the Digital Devil games. I looked over and there's like 20 questions that are all just right there. And like the person seemed like he was getting offended that I wasn't answering him.
I used to be like, yo, how you doing? And then they were like, nothing. And I'd be like, so am I in here just to watch you breathe? Like, what are we doing? What game is this? And I'd be like, oh, so you're not talking to your audience? Then when she finally sees it, she was like, oh my God, I didn't even know you were like talking.
Nah, that's why I switched to. I've got it running on like my phone just so I can just quickly glance at my phone or I can.
Like now, like I do it, I have my laptop on or I have like my phone since I'm not using, OBS, since I'm not all set up like that. So when I just be on my PlayStation, I have my like laptop or my phone open so I can see, and I'll be like, oh, they wrote something. All right, then I'll just answer it. But when I get it, everything set up, I want to do a 3 monitor. That's how I want it. I might need your help though. Not might. I'm probably gonna need your help. Not probably. I'm gonna need your help.
Yeah, I can come over and help you. That won't be an issue. Yeah. Well, let's actually get on to the topic for this episode.
Yep.
So we both managed to be, kind of lucky and get our hands on like the PlayStation 5.
I wouldn't
I'm
hold your
still
breath just yet,
the
but I get it.
pre-order
Yes.
is in for it. Whether I'm actually or either of us are actually going to get it the day it's supposed to come out. I already know my copy of Demon Souls is probably going to come to me like a week after it comes out.
Yeah, since I'm doing digital, I'll have it the same day.
Yeah, you'll have it the same day when it's done downloading like 2 days later.
No, no,
But
no, no. I have some good internet over here. So it will download pretty fast.
But I mean, that kind of leads into what we're going with it is,
Yes.
we wanted to talk about, is physical media important for it? Is, digital the future? I guess the best way to word it is like I'm like a full-blown like physical collector. I mostly collect like older stuff. And I'm not saying I don't buy digital stuff. Like I like, in like the case with like my girl, like she has her own like PlayStation 4, I have mine. I don't want to buy two copies of the same game, but if
Mhm.
I do, then it's like I'll usually buy a digital one and a physical one. I'm one of those people when I saw that the PlayStation was going with an all digital system, I wasn't that excited for it. I didn't like it that much, and I know you were actually like the complete opposite.
Yeah. I was I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's only because for those that don't know, I game share with my brother. So before me doing that, I used to get all physical copies. So I had a whole bookshelf of nothing but like movies and games and all this craziness. So much so that it was like runneth over. Like I moved them all into like some trash bags right now until I actually like leave my current location. But still, I used to do physical, and then it was like it kind of became a little hassle when like if I get a game and let's say my brother couldn't get one, then I have to buy two.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I wish there was some way where I can just buy one and he can still play it. And then I had a friend of mine in Vegas was like, I game share with my brother. Won't you just do it? And I was like, what do you mean? So he put me on game basically saying, hey, you can buy one game and then he'll be able to play that game. And then whenever he buy one, then you can play that game. So it'll save y'all. And I was like, you know what? Talk to him. He was like, let's try it out. Tried it out. It worked out amazingly. So I was like, you know what? Let's just keep doing this. And I can get the game early instead of waiting to get the copy. Like if the game comes out on Friday, I can get it Wednesday sometimes or Thursday at like 8 or 9. And yeah, and then I can get I mean they have deals like every other Tuesday. So that's was cool too. I'm like that game still like for example, GameStop cost $30. Here I got it for 12. So
And see, like that is to an extent that I can understand like why people do it. Like I'd say the reason I like going physical is for the exact same reason that you just named is I like having the opportunity to get like decent deals on things.
mm-hmm.
So there are many times where like a game will be $60 still on the network, but I can go to a
Yeah.
Best Buy or pretty much any store that isn't Walmart and there's a
Or
chance that it'll
deal.
be, 40 or $30 within
Yeah.
like the first 2 months of the game coming out. Really, what it comes down to me is like I have been burned so many times in the past, or digital only games,
Mm-hmm.
mostly in like if the game is licensed in some way, I do not want it digitally because if that gets pulled off the market, then great, you got my money and I can't play the game anymore. That has happened with me. Like, Scott Pilgrim finally got re-released, but Scott Pilgrim was I think that was the first game that ever got pulled off the market that I
Mm-hmm.
had paid for. The Simpsons arcade game on Xbox Live. They
I
pulled
still
that off of
got that.
it. What'd you say?
I still got that, but I was on PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still on the market at all or if it was just the Xbox thing for it. I think the thing happened with Sonic CD. I can't remember. I know Deadpool, it happened. And it just anything that's like attached to a license, I don't want to risk getting it digitally because I don't want to like delete it off of my system and then 6 months later I can't re-download it. To an extent, yeah, I get it. I do think Sony releasing it as like a $400 model, saving the $100 in the current market we're in, I think that is a good route. I was a little surprised when I found out that that was the one they were producing lower numbers of because I guess that was the one that was much harder to find.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, did you have issues getting yours? Like, actually finding them in stock? Because I got mine from Best Buy. I think you went with the direct one from Sony, right?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
I went with Sony because it was like the digital one flew out the window real quick, which I was like astounded, appalled. I was like, I thought you guys didn't want the digital ones. Well, that's the first ones you got.
Well,
So
people
I'm
might
like,
not want
one,
it,
which
but they
yeah, it
might
was
want
cheaper.
$100 more.
Yeah, it was cheaper. So I was like, yeah, they want the cheaper option. And then it was nothing but the standard version, which I did not want. I was like, yo, I don't want the standard. Just give me. I mean, I almost thought about getting it when Sailor was like, hey,
Hmm.
yeah, I just got one, and then she didn't believe me that all the digital was gone. She was like, no, it's in there, and I was like, no, it's not. It's gone. And she was like, I just clicked on it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta record a video. It's not there. Like the standard is there. So I almost got it. I was like, bro, I might as well uh, just get the standard and still do digital. And then I was like, forget it. And then about time I actually like clicked on it, then it was like sold out. So I was like, oh, I guess I ain't getting that either.
Oh, wow.
And then Sony, big Sony, after I did my rant video, they were like, you know what? Let me toss this peasant an invite. They so they sent me one, and I actually liked how they did it. It was pretty smooth. I hopped in there. I woke up late. So it was already like, it was only like 10 minutes late, like 10. I woke up at like 10:10, and they opened up at 10, I think. And it said I was like an hour and something in the queue. And then like 45 minutes later, it was like, beep boop. And I'm like, oh, I'm in. Went over there, clicked the digital. Kind of went a little crazy though on the pre ordering. I was like, I'm in here. Let's get it all. Just start.
What all did you pre-order?
Everything. I pre-ordered it all. All right. I was like, I need an extra controller. Go ahead, get
Okay.
that. I was like, what else? Charging dock. Why not? Go ahead, throw that in there for my extra controller. I didn't get no games though, because I'm gonna get them digitally. So I was like, I don't need the games. I was like, hey, maybe the camera looks better than the one I got now. Go
Oh,
ahead, throw
come
that up
on.
there.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I was like, probably gonna throw that over there too. Even though I'm probably gonna use my other camera once I set it up. But anywho, I was like, in the meantime, I'll use this one. Headset, might as well. Go ahead, throw it in there.
You'll have to let me know how the headset is, just because, like, for me in general, I'm not like the biggest tech guy. I want to know what 3D audio is. Like, I want to know what the difference between that and surround sound actually is. And I
I
know that the headset supports that.
Yeah, I hope that it sounds. Cause my Astros are amazing. So I'm like, if the sound quality can at least match that, then I'll be fine. Cause that thing be like tripping me out on games sometimes. I mean, as you can see, remothered. But we'll talk about that a different time.
Well,
So
I mean,
after,
it's October. That's a good time to finally
yeah,
finish Remothered.
I think I'm gonna do some little scare streams.
Okay.
But yeah, so you get in there, and then after you pre-order, like you got to actually pay for it. So it's unlike like if you went to the store, like GameStop, for example, you can just put $50 down. Like, no, I have to pay for the whole thing. So, but they don't charge you until they actually like
Ship it.
ship it. Yeah, so you pay it. They see if you got the money. All right, cool. And they're like, we're gonna let you know. Don't be spending all your money because we're gonna come back. And
I mean, I got the extra controller. I got the charging thing for it. And it came out to over, I think, just like 625 or 650, something like that.
yeah, I think mine was like 730. I think that's because I bought everything,
Yeah, like, I mean, I wasn't about to do that.
and I was
I
like,
can wait on that.
I felt, that I was like, the money was pretty good, so I was like, I got it, might as well. This is something for myself, the investment. I'm gonna use that for the channel. So I was like, whatever. But before that, it was it was Sony was at the big F you. I was like, how y'all do me like this?
As much as their pre-order thing was kind of a fiasco, I do think it kind of went a little better than how Xboxes did. Just
Um,
because every person I talked to that wanted an Xbox just could not get one.
that's what I heard. Like
Yeah.
some of my subscribers on my YouTube channel were like, Xbox were horrible. Though, like, as soon as they opened up, they was like, we could never get on. Or it said it was already sold. It was like
Hmm.
bots took dang near everything. So they were like, Sony, why it sucked, they people actually got a chance to get it because the bots weren't there to like jack it off. And I was like, huh. I think by the time I dropped that video, I already had my PS4, so I mean PS5, so I wasn't as salty anymore.
Oh, if you couldn't get it, were you going to switch over to the Xbox?
No.
Oh.
No, it still don't make sense to me to get an Xbox console if you're gonna go with PC.
Where we're at now, that's kind of where I'm at. Now, they did buy Bethesda, so
I mean, I'm happy. I think that was a big power move for them with the
oh
Bethesda.
yeah, I'm not upset that they bought it. I
But
think that that's something that they to be relevant, I think that was a good purchase from them.
yeah, that was a good purchase. But we're talking about Bethesda here. Let's not act like their games ain't so bugged out and their
Oh,
dang.
well, that's the thing. I didn't care that they bought Bethesda. I cared that they bought everything Bethesda owns.
Yeah,
So the next Doom will probably be a PC and Xbox exclusive.
yeah.
The
I'm a
like
little
Evil Within is owned by
yeah.
Bethesda.
Mhm.
So there's games I care about. I just don't really care too much about Elder Scrolls and what's that game called? Fallout.
Fallout. Yeah, I mean, I loved Fallout New Vegas.
It sounded like you had to sit there and make sure you sound like you're about to say 76.
No,
We
I
found the
was gonna say
one
something
person who likes
rude
76
to
people. Like,
76. I'm like, no. I like Fallout New Vegas. So for them to actually do a part two, that'll be dope. But I'm on the fence as far as if they're gonna make all their games exclusive. Like Microsoft don't even have exclusive. Sorry, y'all don't. And that's not even their goal. So I think they'll actually be losing more money, to be honest.
well, they've been doing some partnering with like Switch. So I'm kind of curious to see what they continue to do with Nintendo. But, I could see some exclusives going to them, just at
I
least temporary exclusives,
Yeah, I
like
can
first
see
year
some are
exclusives.
timed exclusive.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see those, and I can actually see like a very limited selection actually being like exclusive.
Hmm.
But for the majority, I'm like, I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they're gonna make it a timed exclusive, and then we'll probably get it a year later.
Now, I will say this, the if Microsoft did release the new Xbox, now granted, once, my credit goes back, you know, now I want my credit score good. Once my debt goes down again,
Yeah,
I'm waiting for them because we've reached the stage in consoles where we don't get just a single console anymore. We're gonna end up with like the
another one.
PlayStation 5 Pro
Pro.
and
Yeah.
the Xbox Series X 1, 4, whatever they want to call the damn thing.
Yeah.
But like that's what I'm waiting for. And if they did, because I do actually like Game Pass. Like I know a lot of people
Yes.
say it's like, well, you don't own it. It's like, well, there's a lot of games I want to play that I don't want to actually own. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to, shell out the money. I played the Blair Witch game because I was curious to see how it was, and Game Pass was $1 for that month. I was all right paying $1 for Blair Witch. I would have been pissed if I spent 40 on that game.
I actually like Game Pass too, and I feel like, not I feel like, Sony, like, they need to like send a secret agent or something in there to be like, yo, how are they doing this? Because Sony really needs to step it up on their like online prowess.
Well, they're kind of doing that at least with the launch of it, where we're getting like those 20, like
Yeah,
basically like the 20 best PS4
I
games.
like that, the little collection, but
Hmm.
they need to like stay on that and keep building it
Oh
because
yeah.
Game Pass is like better.
As much as I liked it and I thought it was really cool, I owned most of those games
Yeah,
already.
same. I'm like, I own
So,
all of them, so it's not like a benefit to me, but for like newer players that's barely transitioning over or players that just didn't have them, I'm like, that'll be dope, so they can get on there and like
right.
enjoy. But for me,
And
no, I'm not playing God of War over.
I think what it really comes down to is I don't think either of these consoles at launch have a really good lineup of games. Like
Yes,
most people I know that are buying the PS5 are excited for Demon Souls.
yep, that's me.
And, that's the one I'm getting at launch, even though I'm not even a big From Software fan. Uh, I know, here's the thing, I respect them. I think they're on I like their games. I wish I could enjoy them more. They're just not a game for me. I loved Bloodborne. I really liked Sekiro. I could not give a shit about these other Souls games.
Whoa, whoa,
And
whoa.
some of it is the settings. It's not really to do with the gameplay. I'm not a big fan of like traditional medieval settings. The reason I liked Sekiro and I like Bloodborne is that they were based far more on like dodging and parrying.
Yeah.
And Souls, you can build that in a Souls game. That's how I built my character in Dark Souls 3, and that was I actually finished that one compared to all the others.
And that one was way faster too.
Yeah. And magic was really broken in that game. Like I remember people telling, "Oh my God, that first boss is so hard." I was like, "Really?" It was like, "Oh, first try for me," and that's just because I kept hitting him with that magic missile.
Right. Broken is in part two. Like the
Mm.
original Demon Souls 2, not Demon Souls, Dark
Dark
Souls
Souls.
2, that was broken. Like once you actually get to where you can get like hex magic
Hmm.
or dark magic or whatever you want to call it, like bruh, you became unstoppable. Especially like my character, I had him so geeked out in the original version, like where I had like probably 50 something lightning bolts. I had like a staff that was high in magic, and then I enchanted the staff with more magic, which
Hmm.
which made the my magic attacks even higher. And then I had like this lion wardrobe on that makes like the speed of your magic attacks all high. And then I threw the little hex little hood on, which made my magic. I had more capacity of my like magic, bro. I was
Hmm.
broken. Like my friend used to get so mad. He was like, "This game was built for mages," and I was like, "I was like, no, you just gotta know how to beat them. Once you set them up right in Dark Souls 2, they were like pretty OP."
Well,
I'm
I mean,
like,
like I know in the big thing a lot of people like doing is the literal glass cannon characters who you have no armor, you're running around naked just with like a big hammer or something like that.
I never actually did it. I watched a lot of people do that though
Hmm.
when they play it, where you can change it to make it even harder,
Hmm.
and you just have the little club
Oh,
and you go
okay.
around naked and do all that. Nah, I didn't do that. I like making builds and getting my fashion souls on.
Like you were just saying, like all this stuff, like I like hearing people talk about that, and that's why I don't like ever saying Dark Souls is like a bad game. It's just not a game that's necessarily for me, and not a game that I think is
Yeah,
set up. It's like when I hear people complain that they're like, "Oh, well, I like JRPGs. I just don't like them when they're turn-based." I was like, "Well, then for the most part, you don't like JRPGs.
yeah.
Like, don't say you like them if it's like the core idea behind them is something you disagree with." And like, when it comes to Dark Souls,
Mm-hmm.
I like the lore in them. I
Oh my
like
god,
like I
yeah.
like watching people play them more than I do actually playing them myself.
Mhm.
Now, Bloodborne was the opposite. Like I absolutely loved the story behind that. I like the setting. I like playing it. Same with Sekiro. I like that.
I haven't even started Sekiro yet. I've been like, because games are coming out right now.
Hmm.
I've been itching though. I'm like, yo, I'm itching for the bug to get back into like a Souls type of world. But I don't want to like start because I'm gonna platinum that. I need to have that time, so I don't want to get that and then something comes out that I actually want to like cover. Or I might even throw it on my channel. Well, we'll see, because nobody
No,
plays
like,
Sekiro anymore.
Sekiro is good. It's a completely different type of experience when compared to Bloodborne or Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
If you try and play that game as in Sekiro, you can be fast and aggressive,
I heard you'll
but
get punished.
yes, you will. Like, if you just try to run in and attack, you will get punished, you will get killed. It's far more built on, to me, I would compare it to like my favorite fighting game, which is DOA.
Ah.
And if you encounter a player who knows the counter system in that game, you will never land a hit. And in
Mm-hmm.
Sekiro, I would compare it to that. Like, if you can master the parrying system in that game, which you kind of have to,
Yeah.
once you master that, it becomes such a great game and it's just such a fun thing to watch. I don't know. To me, I was upset because when they were first showing stuff for Sekiro, I was like, oh, we're finally getting another Tenchu game.
That's what I was
That's what
gonna
I was
say.
hoping for. And then I was like, oh, it's another Souls-like game. And, it came out. I was like, I'll give it a shot. Like, I'm willing to give these games a shot, even if I know I'm probably not going to like them. And I was like, well, it's not Tenchu, but it's pretty damn close to it.
Yeah, I really want to tempt you too. I'm like, bro, we see all this. Go ahead and give us Tenchu again.
Well, we got a ninja and we got like running around stealth killing people, so we're like half there.
Yep. I'm like, y'all
But
gave me Ghost, and then y'all gave me Sekiro. Like, come on, give me Tenchu now.
the only other
But
thing I could ask for is let's go back to a mech game with them. I'd appreciate that. But
wait, say that again. Let's go back to where?
a mech game,
Ah,
I'd like
okay.
another Armored Core.
See, my brother would love that. I've never like mech games have never been like my forte.
Armored Core is my exception. I like my mech games. I don't like Japanese mech games.
Mm.
where it's basically you're just controlling a third person character running around. You're just happen to be in a mech. I like my mechs like slow. I like them treated more like a tank simulator.
Hmm.
So like Mech Warrior was my thing. I would love to get Steel Battalion. And its whole selling point is it came with a special controller and pedals, and the controller had like 50 different buttons on it and two joysticks.
Hmm.
And it was a slow tactical mech game. Those are the mech games I like. Uh,
Okay.
Armored Core was the exception. That was like actually like a fast actiony mech game that was a lot of fun. But we got off topic again. So we were talking about again like digital
I was
versus.
gonna segue into
Okay.
that.
All right. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna comment on the mech thing, and then I was gonna like bring it back in.
Uh,
That's a good gaming topic. It's a good gaming topic. But to go back to the original topic on here is about the digital media or the physical media. I think it goes down to the individual, to be
hmm
honest. Because before, like I said, before I switched to digital, like I had all the box sets and
hmm
like, I used to collect stuff, and I liked actually having like my games like displayed on my little case, and then sharing too. I mean, I don't like everybody share, but the people I did, I'd be like, they wanted to share, and I'd be like, "Have you played this game?" They're like, "Yo, I never played this before," and I'm like, "You ain't even gotta buy it. I got you. Take this, enjoy." But now, I mean, I can't do that now because it's digital.
hmm
So that's one part that I don't like. That I can't be like, "Yo, this game right here," unless I like buy it for them. But I think it comes down to the if you're like a collector and you like having the stuff on display, then digital is not for you. You will not go digital. But if you're doing it like me, the game share, then digital becomes a way of life. Cause you can still get you still get the deals. You can still get deals on there. I always have deals. I mean, I do hate when I get a deal and then some months later I see PS Plus and they're like, "Oh, we're giving a free game," and it's the game I just bought, and I'm like, "You little
hmm
busters!" But but besides that, I do like it. I get, like I said, I get the games earlier sometimes or most times. I only can buy. I mean, I only need to buy one copy
hmm
instead of buying like multiple. And I do have a lot of more space too.
Oh, just from not having stuff taking it up.
Yeah, just for not like piling up like on my game. Like I got. I mean, my PS4 looks like a Netflix subscription. You just keep scrolling to the right, and it's just game, 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 game. But besides that, I like it. And I know certain people that don't do digital. They say like the whole licensing thing. Like
hmm
I own my copy, and like you brought up the topic, like if they actually snatch it off,
hmm
then they got your money and they got your game. So I do agree with that part. Like if they actually snatch it off, then I'll be like, yo, I paid for that, put it back. But
Yeah, and to an extent, I can get digital. Like there, I'm not gonna lie, I'm that person that sometimes I'm like, I really want to play this game, but this couch is really comfortable right now. What do
that
I
too.
currently have downloaded already, so I don't have to get up and put this disc in because that's just too much effort for me right now.
That too. Like I don't have
But
to actually like be like, let me take this disc out, let me close it, let me open up my bookcase, let me scroll down. Oh, there go this game. Let me open this one. I know it's like that's minimal, but I can just okay exit this game, scroll to the right, click, while still in my same comfortable position. So
yeah.
that's a plus as well.
And I do see digital as having some advantages in terms of indie games. Far easier for them to release it on a digital marketplace than it is a physical one. It sucks when they do that, and I bought it, and I enjoyed it, and then you get a company like Limited Run who then sells a physical version, and then because I'm a collector, I might really want that.
Yeah.
But I'm also
Yeah.
not a sealed collector, so I'm kind of like, I'm literally gonna buy this, and I'm probably never gonna actually play the physical version of it. I just want it to have it on my shelf. So like I'm not gonna lie, there's certain games out there that I see them digitally and I'm like, I want to play it, but I don't want to give you the money because I know I'm probably gonna hunt down a limited run copy of this. Here's like one of the better examples of how we had Bloodstain come out and they had that NES version, I think it was Curse of the Moon, and they've done Bloodstain Curse of the Moon 2, and I really want to play that game, but I'm like, I know there's a physical version of it out. I know they're either gonna make one or they have made one, and I can hunt down a copy of it, and I just don't want to buy it digitally right now because I don't want to basically double pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that even goes both ways. Like, as a collector, I like being able to go out and get the physical thing myself. Like, I mean, I can't say much. I just bought today alone one, two, three games. Two of them are going to be sealed, and one of them was for two of the games were Dreamcast games. One of those was sealed, and the other one's a sealed PlayStation 2 game. I'm not buying them because they're sealed, but if the cost difference isn't much between sealed and used, I'll buy it sealed and open it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know there's certain people out there that's heresy.
Yeah, no, they probably like cut it off
I
now.
I can't. And I was talking to Alejandro over at the Gaming Zone, and I told him, like, I'm not big into sealed game collecting. To me, games are meant to be played. I'll buy a sealed game and open it. And he kind of immediately came back. He's like, so what about like Rule of Rose, which is like an $800 game sealed, or they have a sealed copy of Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo that I think
Oh
they're
my
selling
gosh,
for
I want
like.
to play that.
Do you want like $300 bad want to play that?
No.
Yeah. So he's like, the cost difference between used and sealed, would you be willing to pay that? And I said, no, yeah, in that extent, at $300, I would probably not want to open that game. But for $300, I'm also probably not going to buy that game.
Yeah.
That ties into it. But, at least when it comes to digital, if they're not pulled off the marketplace, usually if there's a game I really want to play and it is impossible for me to find a physical version of it, 9 times out of 10 I can find it digitally. So it has its advantages. I'm a person who will buy a game multiple times. If I liked it digitally and I can get it super cheap physically, or like vice versa. Or I know you brought up PlayStation Plus. It's like, oh, you gave me a game I already have. If it's a game I own a physical one, I still download the digital one, because then it just becomes hey, now I can't use the excuse of I'm too lazy to get off the couch.
For me though, like the digital part, I mean the free game part, it's
Oh yeah.
usually for the most part, it usually doesn't benefit me as
Hmm.
much because most of the games that they give, I already got it, or
Right.
I seen it like on sale. Like I think this month was like Vampire
Hmm.
and I think some racing game. I know I'm not gonna play the racing game. I'll download it just to have it, but Vampire, I'm like, it was on sale, and I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's just try it
That's
out.
kind of with me. I've got that one also.
And
I forget
then
what the racing game was. They actually Bloodborne they just put out for free on there. I don't know if it's like an October thing or something, but they just decided to give that one out too.
yeah, like when they drop stuff like that, I'm like, I already got it, and I got like everything. So,
Hmm.
but thanks though. But like some games, I was happy. Like when they did like Metal Gear, Phantom Pain, I was happy because I only had it the physical version.
Hmm.
Even though I like Platinum the game, that's a game like I want to at least the first half. I want to revisit again. And so I was like, yo, that's dope. Y'all gave it to me free, so I ain't gotta go buy it again. So I was happy about that. But most case for me, every time they release a game, at least one out of the two I already got. And then the
Yeah.
other one I'm not gonna play. But I'll
Yeah.
just get it anyway.
So I guess what it comes down to is digital has a place.
Yeah.
If you're a PC gamer, you've been dealing with digital only for a long time. Like, I can't
Yes.
even think of the last PC. Actually, yeah, I know the last physical PC game I bought was Diablo 3, because essentially Blizzard is the only one that puts out physical versions of their games anymore. So I think we're kind of getting to that stage in it that I just don't like the long run repercussions of going like digital only. Like, I like the physical game stores. I'm not a big fan of GameStop, but like the smaller independently owned ones, I like how they get done, and they require physical media to really exist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to end up where we end up in a world where for a while they were doing this was do you remember when I think it was GTA 4 Lost and the Damned came out?
Foggy, but yes.
So when that came out, they released a physical version of it. Now you can't see me doing it, but I'm doing like little rabbit ears physical. And
I
the
felt
problem is for a while it was you bought it, you thought you were getting a game, you open it up, and it's literally a little download code on a round piece of cardboard. I remember I knew people that worked at GameStop at that time, and they were saying that was a nightmare to deal with because people were buying it because they didn't have good enough internet at that time. You're just kind of dealing with it at that point. I think we're at a time where this is more acceptable. I know I was talking to someone else, they bought one of the it's like the Tomb Raider games, the ones that were like isometric 4-player games.
Mm-hmm.
when Toys R Us was going out of business. So they bought that and they realized, oh, there's a download code in it, and the code had an expiration date, and it expired a year ago when they bought it. So they literally bought something that became useless. So I think when digital is done right, it's a good thing. But most
I
of the
agree.
time, everything all right?
No, I said I agree.
Oh, okay. I think most of the time digital can be done right and can be done good. And when, digital games go on sale, there are games I bought digitally that I would never buy physically. As I brought up before with like Game Pass, there's games I was willing to try with Game Pass that I never really wanted to own. I don't want digital to be the norm.
You don't want it to be like the say all be all.
Right. Well, let me put it like this. Like my belief is that eventually the physical version will be the quote collector's version of the game.
Yeah, me too.
Not saying I don't necessarily want that to be the case, because I don't want it to be where if I want a physical version of a game, that becomes the difficult part of the thing on day one. The physical version to suddenly be like, I'm all right with digital becoming a cheaper option, which they're never going to do. But I don't want a game that gets released on day one and it's like $70 digitally and $100 physically, and the only difference is one actually comes in a case on a disc.
I agree.
And I feel like that's the route we're slowly going to go, because we're already at the point where you're getting a game case, but you're not getting a manual.
Yeah.
And in
Yep.
most, I think like the game industry is kind of pushing more towards, it's a digital market, we can fix it later kind of thing. Versus if you
Yeah.
look back, even I would say PS2 was the last generation. So yeah, PS2, Dreamcast, original Xbox, even though it kind of could do some updates. We're kind of entering the stage where it's easier to release something digitally and it's also a fix it later situation.
Not to like harp on that too long,
Yeah.
but I agree. Like I hate that you get a game day one, whether you buy it physical or digital, you download it or you still got to download it. You got to put it in there, and you like I'm ready to go. You click the X button or whatever system you're playing on. You click the button to play, and then it pops up a message for me on the PS4 and being like, update. So now I can't play it. Now I gotta wait for this huge old update because y'all want to release a broken game. It's a hot patch at release. I hate that, like with a passion. Especially because you get traumatized by like certain games. We're gonna say Ubisoft, Bethesda. Like you get games and you're like, oh, this is gonna be amazing, and it'd be like so broken. Like so broken. I'm like, bruh, so I gotta wait 4 months to actually play a viable game. Like I paid for the game now, not for a delayed edition.
At least we're going into a generation where I believe Xbox is playing basically anything that you can currently play on a Xbox One, including like the older games, I believe will play on the newer Xbox. At least the PlayStation 5 is going back at least to the PlayStation 4. And I know that's another thing that me and you go back and forth on every once in a while, is that like I'm really big on the retro side of it. You're not
Yeah.
super big on previous generation backwards compatibility and whatnot.
I I'm I love the backwards compatibility. Like I had the big OG PlayStation 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I can put in my PlayStation 1 games and 2 games and all that stuff, and that was amazing and all that goodness. But if it's a hardware or software restriction for the PS3, we couldn't do voice chat. I'm like, we had to like literally when I played Demon's Souls, I had a chat open, and then I have to click out the game, go send a message or read the message, and then go back to the game and then continue playing. Like that sucked. So they couldn't put like the same hardware in it for the 4. So I was like, I'd rather take that versus keeping it trash, but I can still play older games. And I have my console, so I wasn't like worried about. I'm like, if I want to play that, I can just cut on the PS3.
I mean, like in my case, was I one of the people that was hoping that the PlayStation 5 would go all the way back to the PlayStation 1? I knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I
At
knew it
least
wasn't gonna
not
happen.
in a physical sense, maybe digital stuff you bought.
I wish like Gamepass, they set it up to where you can actually like play those via like stream, I guess.
Yeah. And wait, you can't?
Not everything.
Oh.
I think
You can't stream it,
they
or
got PlayStation Now that you can play like certain games. I'm talking like open the catalog more.
Oh,
And
okay. I thought you were saying like you weren't allowed to stream the
oh
games.
no, you can.
Okay.
Like if I want to play Suikoden 3. Like that'll be nice to go on there and like play it, where I
Mm-hmm.
don't have to like look for the game and it costs $800. Like no, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
doing that.
Well, I mean, it's the same with me. Like, I have my older consoles if I want to, play the older things on it. I would like a system that can do it all. I would like it to be another option. Like, if there was a PlayStation 5 that cost $600, but it would play all previous generations of hardware, would I be willing to buy that? For me
Okay,
personally,
yeah, that'll be
probably.
different. That'll be different if it was like if they can fix the issues. If it's like no system restrictions, it's gonna play like the PS3, but it'll be powerful as a PS4. No, I don't want them playing like a PS3. It's supposed to be the
Hmm.
next generation. So if it doesn't like come at no cost, then I'm like, yeah, I'll pay the extra money for it.
And, in my case, where it comes down to is that I know everybody gets upset when that happens. Like, oh, the PlayStation 5 isn't going to play PS3 2, 1. But really, what I kind of sit back and I look at, I was like, how often do you honestly do that?
I know I'm just gonna say like, are you really gonna play that though? Like,
I mean,
I know like I got you. Like it's
yes.
certain people that I got a friend. He plays nothing but like retro stuff, and then you play a lot of retro stuff. So people that play that, and I go back every now and then. You see me playing Final Fantasy 8. I mean
Yeah.
9. And I would like pick certain games to go back and play and see like was it that good because of nostalgia or was the
Hmm.
game actually that good? And I'll do those. But most people aren't going back to play like a plethora of just old games. The average person are not doing that. They'll be the ones complaining, man. Like it's not backwards compatible. I'm like, when's the last time you played something at all?
And
But I
that's
guess they
where
want the
I do
options. So
like that digital gets done is that digital, the likelihood of a game that's older being re-released, like there will always be a Final Fantasy 7 on a Sony console.
yeah,
Like the original and the remake will definitely be on the 5. It'll be on the 6. It'll be on the 7. There'll probably be a special edition console to come with the 7. PC, we have websites like GOG that, allow you to easily play older PC games digitally on newer systems. So there's good stuff to go digital. I like that aspect of it. I like having it as an option, but like I said before, I just want it to be an option. Options are great, but I just never want to see the physical media side of it go away.
I don't either, honestly.
If the X comes out and then in like a year or two we get an all digital version of that system, I might pick it up. Like especially if it's sold for like 400 or less, and then I'm just gonna go in on Gamepass like
That'll make
periodically for
sense.
it. That would be a system that I might do just because I play PC games, but my PC is built more for I can play newer stuff, but that's not my primary focus. Again, it's mostly older stuff. So
Mhm.
newer PC games I would probably play on an actual Xbox. I'm that weird percentage of people that go, why play an Xbox when you can just play a PC? I was like, because playing games on a PC can be a pain in the ass.
I would do Xbox, like actually get a console if they actually made like something that's exclusive to it.
So you're gonna have Halo in like a year.
No. So they like if they actually made something exclusive, like you did something like I mean you don't like it, but New Vegas. Like we
Hmm.
did a part 2 of that and it's actually fire, and y'all say only on Xbox. Then I'm like, wait a minute now.
I mean, we might get that.
Yeah,
I
but it's
mean,
gonna be only on
Microsoft owns.
Xbox and PC.
Yes.
So
Well,
I'm
but
like,
I mean,
okay, if I build my PC right,
yes.
why do I need to go over there?
Yeah.
But if it's like exclusive to the console, like console period, or a timed exclusive, like hey, it's gonna be on the console for a year, and then we'll open it up to PC, and it's something like fire. So let's say if Bloodborne 2 was a Microsoft thing, and it was like Bloodborne 2 only on Xbox, then I'll be like, yeah, so let me roll up to one of these stores real quick and let me get this. Cause I'm not waiting a year to play this. Like this is one of those. This is a console seller.
Hmm.
But long as it goes to PC and how I'm gonna do my setup and everything, I'm good. It's
Hmm.
like because you're not gonna actually utilize like why build the most, and I'm doing air quotes, powerful system if we don't actually get to see it. So if everything's gonna be third party, then I'll just do it on the PC. I'm good, and
Hmm.
I'll get exclusives on the good old on Sonisha.
I mean, here's the thing. Like I said, Microsoft now owns Obsidian. They own Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
The likelihood of us probably getting a new Vegas 2 is higher. I
Yep.
think the only people who are not excited that this would happen would probably be Obsidian because they kind of got screwed over by Bethesda with New Vegas.
Yep.
So, I mean, as much as everybody seems super hyped by that idea, I really think Obsidian is the only one that probably wouldn't be.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna cover that, but I was like,
I mean, I'll be that guy. I'll say that. Obsidian doesn't like Bethesda. Obsidian was treated like garbage by Bethesda, and now they're stuck working with Bethesda again.
Yep.
As long as it's good, I just want it to be better. Like the big issue that I have with the current PS5 generation, the Xbox generation is just we're not seeing a lot coming out on this new system.
Yeah, not initially, especially since Tony pulled the wool over our eyes and we're like, you know what? Since you guys already pretty much bought out everything, we're gonna let you know now that these games that were supposed to be PS5 exclusive, nah, they're coming on the 4 too.
You mean
I'm
like
like,
Miles?
yeah, and I'm like, wow. So
I
Horizon,
mean
Zero Dawn,
that
Spider-Man, like
that
I'm
that
not gonna get a
answered.
true exclusive.
I don't know if we said this during one of the stream or not during one of the streams, but one of the previous episodes. But I know me and you talked about this whenever they first like showed Miles Morales and they showed like all the PS5 games. I
Mhm.
said most of these they look interesting, but they don't look like anything that's
You did
next
say that.
generation.
You said that. And
And
and so far the only thing we got that's only gonna be on the console is Demon Souls unless they, change their mind on that too and be like, aha, y'all thought we were finished. Nope, nothing coming on the PS4 too. And I'm like, why?
hey,
Then I'm
hey,
just gonna buy it on the PS4.
you know what the PS5 does get that's exclusive?
What, a camera?
New Peter Parker.
That was so stupid. Why they make Peter Parker look like Tom Holland? Like, y'all know he's supposed to be like in college right now, and he's supposed to be Miles Morales' mentor. Why he look the same age?
I didn't mind necessarily that they went with an actor that looks younger. It bothered me more that they didn't change anybody else. Mary Jane still looks like she's in her mid 30s, and Miles, to me, Miles looks older than Peter.
Yeah, he did look kind of older, but some people do.
Yeah.
But
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 you
yeah,
know,
I was like, okay, that was kind of they should have just left it the same, to be honest.
yeah. But hey, that's what happens when we live in a digital generation. They can just change anything that they want. I know the same thing happened. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that they changed Peter, the first thing I tried to look up was Peter Parker actor arrested?
Oh yeah, because they usually do that stuff.
Because like I know at least with the game Judgment that came out, part of the day one DLC, I believe, for the American version was changing the main antagonist of the game,
Mhm.
changing his physical face and voice actor because they do like kind of the face capture stuff, not quite to the level like Resident Evil does and whatnot.
Mhm.
But he got busted for drugs, and in Japan, drugs are a big no-no, and we take you out of our game. So they changed his voice actor. They changed his because it was based off that actor's face. They changed the face out. It's a completely different guy now for it. And I think there's a weird level of irony that your actor was busted for drugs and he plays a member of a crime syndicate. Anywhere else in the world, we'd just call that method acting.
Yep.
I think something happened with the Yakuza collection. Another actor was busted for drugs, so they changed him out. And this was like a character from like Yakuza 3. So they were like, nope, you don't get paycheck no more. You don't get rights or anything, or you don't get, your character rights or your likeness rights anymore. So, that's as we move into a more digital age, I see that happening way more, especially in these games where like the person's face is actually the person you're seeing, or even with the ability to redo voiceover. If you get an actor who's well enough known, they do a whoopsie or whatever you want to call it, and they just get pulled out of the game. That's a digital age that I don't want to be in either.
Yeah, me either. To be honest, just don't put them in the sequel.
Yeah. Like I don't
Uh,
want to as much as I don't have any interest in Last of Us 2.
oh my gosh, I still got to beat that. Sorry.
Like as much as I don't have much of an interest in it and everybody hates Abby, I believe the actress does deserve to get paid for her work. So if she were to ever say or do something stupid enough to offend the masses enough that they need to remove her, I don't agree with that and I don't want to live in a quote unquote Abby-less world now if something like that were to happen. That really bothers me more with the more digital age that we exist in.
They did a job. They got paid for it. It should
Hmm.
be in the contract. So I don't agree with being like, oh, she did something, so let me go to her previous work
Hmm.
and take her out of it. Like, no,
Hmm.
just don't have her in the next one. I mean, I don't know if she lives or not.
Oh
Probably
no,
because
as
she's
far as I
dead.
know, she hasn't actually done anything. That was just an
Yeah, I
example
know.
of
I'm saying like on
yeah.
the game, like if that happened, like I don't know if she lives in the game because I haven't finished it yet, and I keep forgetting. Like, yeah, I should be playing that right now to finish it so I can like delete it. But uh, yeah, so I don't agree with that. So
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. Like, I hate when they do that.
Like I think this is just kind of a weird thing. I guess this became less of a physical versus digital and more of a
I mean, well, that was
digital
the
future
topic.
kind of thing.
That was the topic, but this is
Yeah.
gaming, so we're gonna go from one idea to another.
I don't know, like I'm kind of out of ideas now with it. Like I don't all I can really lean back on is I don't want Steam to be the new standard. I don't want the way Steam runs stuff to be the standard on PlayStation, the standard on Xbox, or the standard on Switch.
I agree. To me, it should always be a choice. Like I remember when they were first talking about digital, and this when like GameStop was first like panicking, and I was like, I don't want to do digital because at the time I liked collecting. So I still think it should be a choice. I think it should be they should keep creating games where people can actually get the physical copy, and
Hmm.
then if honestly, I think they should still go with two systems, like pretty
Hmm.
much every generation if it actually works. Like for the people that want digital, they'll get the digital system, and for the
Hmm.
people that want physical, they get the physical system, and then there you go. But I don't know. It seemed like they're trying to usher in just strictly digital, and I'm not a fan of like just all digital, like nothing else. Because like
Hmm.
you said, what if they start somebody does what you call a whoopsie or no, and then they're like, you know what? We don't want this game on here no more. And so you pull it off the market, and I'm like, hey, I actually like that game.
Hmm.
I was actually playing that game. Now you just took it, and I paid full price for that. Am I getting some money back? Which is obviously no, they ain't giving you back. So I don't like that. So I'd rather have it like, okay, you took it from digitally. Let me go get it a hard copy, and then I'll have it forever. Like
And
for example, PT. I love that little demo, but do
Kojima's
we get to
whoopsie,
play it?
is that what you're saying? You're
Yeah.
calling it you loved Kojima's little whoopsie?
Yep. And do we get to play it now? No.
No.
I mean, it's still on my downloadables.
Oh yeah, that's the part I love is I can't take it off my download list. So it's there to remind me I can never enjoy it.
Yep, but I don't get to play it. So
Konami doesn't want to really make games anymore, as far as I'm concerned. They want their pachinko machines. I would love to see the day where, Kojima makes, Quiet Mountain or something like that.
yeah, they're gonna change the name.
Yeah. Well, he'll either change the name or maybe Konami will
Yeah,
finally be like, okay, we already outsource Silent Hill enough as it is here. Kojima, we know you'll make something that people will buy even if it's not good.
yeah,
Not saying Kojima makes bad games. I'm just saying
yeah.
people
He
will
has
buy it.
he has a name. So
Yeah.
if it's that's like me. Like I see Hideo Kojima, I'm like, say no more. I don't know certain people like that earned my trust throughout the years, even though Naughty Dog did some. Let me stop. People in Naughty Dog
Yes.
did some stuff, not Naughty Dog itself, because they are another person or another company where if I see it, I'm like, yo, I got to get it. They made some great games, especially Uncharted 2. That's still one of my favorites. Then, like, when I found out, well, I'm segueing again. Then, when I found out the person in charge, I forgot her name, but the person that,
Oh, the woman that wrote Uncharted,
yeah, the
basically?
person that
Yes.
did that, and you, like, bullied her out, pretty
Yeah.
much. And then changed the script that she had for, I think, part 4. Like, that's trash, yo. And then, like, working all them people, like, crazy hours.
I mean, here's the thing. We've gone way, way off topic.
Yep.
Backing back up to it, I guess at the very end of it, it's all we really came down to say is that, we both feel that kind of the digital market isn't going away.
No.
We, to the extent we think it is kind of the future of games and how it's going, huh?
Yep.
But we don't want it to become the only option nor become the norm.
Yeah, I don't want it to become like be all say all.
Right. Well, I mean, I've got nothing else I can say about this.
Me either. It just comes down to if which side you land on, which side of the coin you land on. If you like collecting, then you're gonna be like, hell no. I still want to own my games. I want to have a physical copy. Nobody can come take it away from me. And then on the other side, like me, like I want to share my stuff where I don't have to buy multiple
Mm-hmm.
games, and I do get my plus. Even though that is the only drawback if they like try to take it from me. And then also with game sharing, in case anybody don't know, like if you don't have internet access, you screwed.
Mm-hmm.
If because you game share, so the person you're sharing with, they'll be able to play it without access,
Mm-hmm.
but you won't. You'll be able to play all the games they bought without internet access, but you won't be able to play the ones you bought. So
Okay, so
that's
it's basically the same idea that if you have multiple accounts on the same system.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
So,
I was about
but
to say because
so
I know Switch has the same thing with if you own like nobody should own more than one Switch, but if you own more than one, you have to set one as the primary. And even if you bought the game digitally, if the other system does not have access to the internet, you cannot play it.
yeah,
Even if it's your same account. Like
yeah,
I put my I have the same account on both of them, it does that, but I that is something with digital I do like. I do like the sharing aspect of it. I do like the, how indie and smaller companies, it's far easier for them to release something as compared to anyone else. I don't want to end up in a world where I can only buy it on their thing. But, I just, again, I want to thank everybody out here who's listening to these things, just listening to two random guys on the internet talk about, something that they love, something that they're passionate about. So, like I said, you can always find me on Twitter under Snitches, or yeah, at SNITCHEZ, or, now that K Ray knows, on Twitch under
hmm
Retro and Remastered. There is another account that is spelled weird. That is technically also me. It is one that I cannot get rid of. But if it looks like it was spelled like an idiot, that's because it was. I am an idiot. I cannot spell. Hay Fever's Hay Fever's a bitch. But just look for the one that probably actually has followers on it and has content on it. And again, you got your channel back now, K Ray. So where can they find you?
You can find me on all things social media, K Wire Gaming. Again, K Wire Gaming, and same thing on the YouTube page, K Wire Gaming. Hit me up everywhere except for Twitch. My Twitch is actually K underscore Ray 06. That is my gamer name, K underscore Ray 06 on Twitch, and K Wire Gaming on everything else.
All right. Again, thanks everyone for listening and good night.
Peace.